Okay, this is day one.
Day one.
We are like 2 hours in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was super windy leaving the cruise. Right on the nose. We were getting like
sprayed.
Oh, owned by the waves again.
Soaked.
Yeah. Anyway, now it's pretty calm. We have 2 reefs in and we're kind of lazy. We should shake them out, but we haven't yet. We keep talking about how we should do it and we haven't yet.
Yeah, we're doing 4 knots.
I mean, we could be doing 5 or 6, but...
Exactly. We should shake them.
Yeah. Anyway, life is good on day one.
Oh. Hoot, hoot.
Day 4.
Day 4?
I think so.
Something
Day
like
4.
Day 4.
Yeah.
Definitely. Tuesday.
Still relaxed, as you can see.
Yes.
We're literally waiting for glue to dry.
Yes. Seems to be an air leak into the water maker intake, so spent a few hours fiddling with it, resealing all the threads, and one set of threads seemed stripped, so I put some actual proper adhesive on it instead of just the PTFE. Very exciting stuff. Yes. One of these hours we might put up a spinnaker, or at least pull out the jib. But I'm going to finish the old water maker repair first.
Good call.
Yesterday, shredded it on launch right there in the middle. It's a pretty old and piece of shitty kite. And this is 5 knots apparent. You can see all the stretch marks. It's always easy with a rocking boat. A little more relaxed all of a sudden. What are you thinking, baby?
Well, sometimes we do it with the pores, so I think we should
More
use the full
sails?
head sail. Wow, that sunset is so nice.
Yay, trade winds!
We made it.
Day 7, March 23rd. And most importantly, flopping behind us in the breeze.
Wind vane.
The wind vane is on its 2nd showing for this trip. Hopefully it works.
So far,
well.
so good.
Yeah. Yeah. And it works so well, we're going to see if we can't use it. Save some energy for water making.
And hair straightening.
Right. You don't need hair straightening.
Yeah, this looks great.
We're good. Gonna get some footage of our glorious waves. These are the trade winds. 20 knots apparent. We're doing 6 or 7, so you know, 25 gusting to 30 occasionally. And warm air. Rains every now and then. And the rest of the time, it's just glorious sun. Can't really complain. Big day today.
We're halfway there.
Woohoo! More than halfway. And we crossed the 5,000 mile mark since we left Vancouver. So that's
We're gonna get matching tattoos. We're both gonna get pink swallows on our wrists.
Yes, it reminds me of a joke.
So exciting. What?
Anyways.
Nobody wants to hear your jokes.
Yes. Very awesome.
We did it!
Yay. Anyways, it's pretty rolly. 2 to 3 meter swells.
Yeah, it's fucking
blah,
annoying.
Blah, blah. It's getting a little tiring.
To do anything other than just sit on your ass. It's so annoying. The swell is intense. I spent an hour today cleaning the boat. I took a wet cloth with fresh water, and which is a big deal because our water maker isn't working the way that it should. And I wiped down all the wood surfaces because we were getting pummeled with waves the other day. And then when the salt water dries, it's like sticky and gross. Anyway, it took a fucking hour to do this. And then I'm in the middle of making dinner and we get owned by this huge wave. And the fucking kitchen window is leaking like a sieve. The jib car track also leaking like a sieve. It came in through the hatch. I was pissed. Yeah.
All good.
Flashlight time.
Yeah, dessert. Brilliant. What else are you going to complain about? I'll eat this chocolate bar, buddy. Tell me about it.
Oh, the fucking flying fish. They're super annoying. We every day have to clean like between 4 and 8 off the decks of the boat. But what's really great is like if we're doing a maneuver at night, Ed will stand here with his headlamp on, just like a fucking lighthouse. And then he's surprised when he gets pummeled with a fish. And I'm like, they're attracted to the light. And he's like, oh my God, a fish. And he honestly uses that voice. Like that's how I pitched his voice gets.
There may have been a little surprise in my voice when 2 fishes jumped into the cockpit where I was sitting. Of course, T went screaming below deck.
Yeah, fuck that. I was like, I warned you about your headlamp and you insisted.
Well, yeah, it's called sail trim.
Morning ritual.
Yes. I don't know, looks like we did quite the haul today.
All the carnage.
Yeah.
Gross.
I know. Make a mess and hang out, spoil the rope. Oh look, squiddy guts. Squiddy guts. It's like the most of a squid. That's awesome. Hello, T.
What's that?
My human antenna
Yeah,
holder.
that's right. We went from signal strength 3 to 5.
Very nice. We are downloading the latest and greatest crib files for the big area.
So that we don't spend a fucking eternity in the doldrums because someone is gonna get hurt if that happens.
T. Looks like we could get owned by a squall. What do we got? Wednesday?
Day 12, and we had our first squall. Yay. Actually, last night we had our first lightning.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a storm. It was just like flashing lightning. And I was like, hey babe, I think it's like lightning, thinking I was going to elicit a quick response. Like, oh shit, like let's get our electronics in the oven. I'm gonna get my ass on deck. He's like, okay babe, what should we do about it? I'm like, well, for starters, you could get up here.
I was putting my life jacket on. Yes, but there was no thunder, so I didn't think it was very close.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And then today we had our first squall. So I was on watch, and I came up, and as soon as I came on decks, I heard this loud pop, and then the jib was like flailing out of control because our jib sheet chafed through.
Yay! On the spin pole, where we weren't looking.
So that was really, that was my workout for the day, furling in the jib. It was fucking hard.
We've put on the shorter jib now. jib sheet now, and then we are gonna put on a new jib sheet, new to me. Our friend Dan gave me a nice piece of warp speed, 1/2 inch, after an evening of boozing. So
You might have regretted it the next day. Everything's under control. The jib is back out.
jibe preventer fixed.
Jibe preventer fixed. We are beam on. And we're hoping to ride this out until the wind dies, which is supposed to be sometime today, right?
Yeah, well, today or tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, we're heading into the doldrums. Yay.
Hi.
Hello. Looks fucking wet out there.
Yep. It's our second squall for the day. We went from having no wind to 20 knots.
Nice.
I just set up the main. I was going to hoist the main, and then this
Fell in.
started.
Wow.
It can wait.
Totally. Glad you have that attitude.
You look wet.
Fucking pouring out.
Squall number 2 or 3?
I think.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how to get auto to behave. It's like the wind is super variable.
Yeah.
Gusts to 20 and then drops to 10 and shifts around. It's annoying. So I'm not doing this all night.
What are you up to?
We are crossing the doldrums in style. We have 10 knots or so breeze from the north, so we are hanging out with just the Genoa up, making a gradual
But respectable
4 knots.
pace.
Yeah, like it stopped raining, so we've got the windows open.
And this is a welcomed, relaxing pace after the past few days.
It's funny, we're in the trade winds. We were going...
We were averaging 6 knots, but the swell was fucking intense. You couldn't
3
do
meters of bullshit.
anything.
Certainly
Expletives.
would put a glass of red wine down on the table.
God, no, not by my laptop. Yeah, it was a trying few days. I mean, the speed was awesome, but the swell was getting old. And then we hit 3 squalls yesterday, and it rained all fucking day. And then the wind completely shut off, and then the sails flogged for 20 minutes straight. And so then Ed and I decided to drop the sails and turn on the spreader lights and go to sleep for 9 hours.
Yeah.
And now we're drinking wine
Now we're drinking wine in the doldrums.
and watching our second movie for the day. We've earned it.
And if the wind dies, we can go to sleep again tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Civilized sailing.
How civilized. Any final words for the Northern Hemisphere?
It's been fun. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Woohoo!
South. Woohoo! Woohoo! Awesome. And of course, awesome. All right.
Congrats, babe.
Have a sip, my love.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's for the ocean.
One for my homie Neptune.
Some bacon for the ocean after we go swimming, but I don't want to chum the ocean.
You don't want to round up the sharks before we go in? Good plan.
Affirmative not. Woohoo! Miss T,
Yeah.
you ready to drop the sails and take our quick celebratory dip 1,000 miles from land?
Yeah, I think so.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. We've already furled the jib. Just gotta do the world's shaggiest mainsail drop. And then a little bit of a dipperoo. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay.
Alright, my love.
I think I need some liquid courage before. I'm just freaked out. It's weird to go swimming
In the middle of
in
the
the
ocean.
middle of the fucking ocean.
It is a little. It'll feel awesome.
Oh God. It's cold. I'm freaked out. Me astray.
Or so miles from Hiva Oa. Enjoying the glorious day.
Yeah, it's pretty nice out.
Pretty perfect wind conditions. Sort of 15 knots apparent. Beams of broad reach. Making like 6 or 7 knots. And the water is oh so blue. It's hot. I haven't worn a shirt in days. Well, here we are, technically on day 22. 7 miles from Hiva Oa, and we've hove to, so that we're just drifting along at somewhere between a quarter of a knot and a knot in the general direction. Basically just going to hang out here for a few hours, for 3 or 4, and then the sun will come up and we'll travel the last distance and anchor. Basic advice is not to try and enter the anchorage in the dark because it's very crowded. We've got to set a stern and bow anchor, and apparently there's underwater hazards, which I'm not sure if that's coral heads or more man-made variety, but basically we got to be able to see what we're doing. So patience, patience, patience.